Hi guys, I am here to do the Batman book tag today. I was tagged by Amanda K. Thompson on YouTube, who I think has just hit 300 subscribers, so congrats Amanda, you're awesome. And I have basically been asked to do more tags, so I figured, why not do more tags? I believe this tag was created by Logan Mathis, and this tag basically has 8 questions with 2 bonus questions, and I'm going to do the bonus ones because why the hell not? And yeah, I'm just going to basically answer the tag for you. So there's 10 questions, like I just said, and I've got them all here. So the first one is a novel with a character who is either an orphan or has lost his parents or her parents. So the novel which I've picked for this question is The Fifth Wave, because about halfway through it, Cassie actually... Let's just pretend I didn't say anything if you haven't read the book. The next question is a novel with a character who either overcomes a fear or kind of beats their fear and gets over it. So for this question I picked The Recruit by Robert Muchamore because in this book James has a huge fear of water and swimming. Much like myself, when I was a bit younger I wasn't very good at swimming, so I didn't really like doing it. But he overcomes his fear of swimming with help of Amy, who is his instructor for swimming, and it's such a good moment, you feel so good about it. And that's basically him overcoming his fear. The third question is a novel which has a person or a character in it that is either a good fighter, a genius, or is insanely rich. I don't really know if graphic novels and manga count for this, but if it already doesn't, it does now. I picked Bleach, which is by Tite Kubo. It's a really long manga and anime. And basically Ichigo, as you can see on the front, is an absolutely brilliant fighter. He is a Soul Reaper, basically in charge of slaying demons and horrible things called hollows. So I would recommend this series, and he is an insanely good fighter, so that's why I picked this manga for that one. Number 4 is a character who has 2 identities. So for this one I actually picked Mr. Pip by Lloyd Jones because I was really torn between this and the next book, but I figured that this one would be the better book to do for this because the next one's even more better for the next one. Essentially what happens in this is a character in the book takes on the identity of a character from Charles Dickens' Great Expectations. The character in this pretends to be Mr. Pip. It's all a bit confusing unless you've read the book, but essentially he creates an identity for himself that he isn't actually because of reasons. And yeah, it's a really emotional thing, so I can't really go into it. But Mr. Watts, I respect you so much. So much. So number 5, which is the one that I was kind of torn about, is a novel where a character has a conflict with their morals and values. Do you really need to say anything about this book? Do you really? It's The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde by Robert Louis Stevenson. Jekyll and Hyde is like the biggest moral conflict thing that you ever find in literature. No need to explain, really. That's just basically everything that you have to say. Number 6 is a character in a novel who can either not hold on to a relationship or cannot be in one because of reasons. Even though I haven't read this book, I am 100% sure that this book counts. It is An Abundance of Catherines by John Green. Essentially why I picked this one is because whoever the guy in the novel is, what's he called? Colin Singleton, right? He has gone through 19 Catherines. He clearly cannot hold on to a relationship for anything. And he's now looking for his 20th Catherine because that's his type, and that's his reason why he can't hold on to a relationship, because he's so set on these Catherine girls that he cannot actually just be happy with anyone else. Number 7 is a book with a sidekick. This one was so annoying, but I'm kind of happy with my choice for it. I picked Of Mice and Men, which is obviously by the wonderful John Steinbeck, because there's George and Lenny's like the sidekick to George, and that's the basic entire setup for the entire book. And then finally, the 8th question, which is basically the last one, is a novel where the character doesn't want to reveal their true identity. For this one, I picked another manga. It is Ottoman by Aya Kano. I picked this one because the main character in this, Asuka, can't really reveal, and he doesn't want to reveal the fact that he is what he is. He is an Ottoman, a man who likes doing traditionally girly things. He likes making toys and buying flowers and cooking and stuff like that. He just enjoys doing the things that traditionally women would do, and he doesn't want to reveal that because obviously the widespread discrimination would just get him down and everyone would be on his case. So that's why he doesn't want to reveal his true identity, which is that he is an Ottoman. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong. Bonus rounds! Da, 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 da. That was the really bad dance. So number 9 is a character who cannot get out of a sticky situation. I forget how big this book is until I pick it up. It is 1,000 Splendid Suns by Carletta Saney. I picked this one basically because Mariam and, you know, all the other characters, like the female characters in this book, are so tied in their relationships and they cannot get out of them. And the entire book is about their struggle trying to get out of these relationships that they've been forced into. Layla as well is so trapped and so alone until she meets Mariam, and you just think, oh my god, this is such a horrible situation for them to be in, and you really want them to get out, so that's why I picked 1,000 Splendid Suns. Finally, you knew it was coming, you can see what it is. The last question is a character who wants to kill someone but can't, and this is kind of a really solemn note. Like, it took me a while to figure out a book for this, and then I tried putting this, Skullduggery Pleasant, into every other slot because it can pretty much fit anywhere. But eventually I decided to put it in this one as the bonus round, just so that it'd go last, and you'd believe that it wasn't coming, even though you could see it coming. Essentially, Skullduggery has this big enemy who he wants to kill and get rid of, but he can't because there is this truce, which means that he cannot attack this guy, and that's why, ultimately, he was picked for question number 10. I hope you enjoyed this tag. It's something that I haven't actually done for a while, a book tag. I am going to tag 3 people. I haven't decided who they are yet. I'm going to take one moment right now to decide who I want. Okay, if you guys haven't done it yet, I would like RyanReadsBooks to do this tag. I would like ReadingWithJack to do this tag, because I don't believe he's done it. It's not something that I've seen in my subscriptions anyway. And I would also like 1,000 Lives of Daisy to do it. I think that's her username. I've recently just discovered her and I watched her video on ghostwriting yesterday and I found it really interesting. If you've been sort of looking at this whole Zoe Sugg debate about Girl Online, do give it a good watch because it does tell you a bit about, you know, what ghostwriting is, why it's important, that kind of stuff. So there's a recommended video for you and I'll link it in the description as well. You guys, you can do this tag, and anyone else that wants to as well, you can do it. And I just hope you enjoyed my version of it. Amanda, I hope it was good enough for you. Get writing that letter. Now. See you later, guys.